Lesson: Key privacy definitions and their applications. Privacy is a critical consideration in the digital age, particularly within the framework of U.S. privacy law. Understanding key privacy definitions and their applications forms a foundational component of the Certified Information Privacy Professional certification. This lesson delves into the core concepts of privacy, offering actionable insights and practical tools that professionals can implement to navigate the complexities of privacy law effectively. At the heart of privacy law are definitions that create a shared language for professionals to discuss and manage privacy concerns. One fundamental term is personal information, which typically refers to any data that can identify an individual. The U.S. has a sectoral approach to privacy law, meaning different sectors define personal information differently. For instance, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act defines protected health information as any information about health status, provision of health care, or payment for health care that can be linked to an individual. In contrast, the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act focuses on non-public personal information for financial institutions, which includes information provided by a consumer to a financial institution resulting from a transaction or service performed for the consumer. Understanding these definitions is crucial for compliance and risk management. One practical tool for managing personal information is data mapping. This involves creating a detailed inventory of data assets to understand what personal information is collected, where it is stored, and how it is used. Data mapping not only aids in compliance, but also enhances organizational transparency and accountability. A case study involving a major healthcare provider demonstrated that implementing data mapping significantly reduced their risk of data breaches by identifying potential vulnerabilities in their data management processes. Another key definition is data subject, referring to the individual whose personal data is being processed. The application of this definition is essential in determining who has rights under various privacy laws. For example, under the California Consumer Privacy Act, consumers have specific rights regarding their personal information, such as the right to request deletion or access to their data. Businesses must implement mechanisms to allow data subjects to exercise these rights, which can be facilitated by tools like privacy dashboards. These dashboards enable users to manage their data preferences and exercise their rights easily, thereby enhancing customer trust and satisfaction. The concept of data processing encompasses any operation performed on personal data, whether automated or manual. This broad definition includes activities such as collection, recording, organization, structuring, storage, adaptation, retrieval, consultation, use, disclosure, dissemination, alignment, combination, restriction, erasure, or destruction of data. Understanding this definition is crucial for implementing effective data protection measures. One framework that provides guidance on data processing is the National Institute of Standards and Technology Privacy Framework. This framework helps organizations manage privacy risks by building privacy into the design and operation of systems and processes. By adopting the NIST privacy framework, organizations can align their data processing activities with best practices, thereby reducing the risk of non-compliance and enhancing data security. Data controller and data processor are also pivotal terms in privacy law, especially under regulations like the General Data Protection Regulation, which, although a European law, influences global privacy practices. A data controller determines the purposes and means of processing personal data, while a data processor processes data on behalf of the controller. Understanding these roles is critical for assigning responsibilities and liabilities in data processing agreements. For instance, a financial services firm that acts as a data controller must ensure that its data processors comply with privacy obligations. This can be achieved by drafting comprehensive data processing agreements that outline the processor's duties and the security measures required to protect personal data. Consent is another cornerstone of privacy law, representing the data subject's agreement to the processing of their personal data. Consent must be freely given, specific, informed, and unambiguous, as stipulated by GDPR principles that have influenced U.S. privacy practices. Implementing mechanisms to obtain and manage consent is vital for compliance. One practical approach is using consent management platforms, which help organizations capture and document user consent, manage consent preferences, and ensure transparency in data collection practices. A retail company successfully leveraged a CMP to manage customer consents for marketing communications, resulting in improved customer engagement and compliance with privacy regulations. Data breach refers to a security incident that results in unauthorized access to, disclosure of, or exposure of personal data. The potential consequences of a data breach include financial losses, reputational damage, and legal penalties. To mitigate these risks, organizations must implement robust data breach response plans. These plans should include procedures for identifying, containing, and assessing breaches, as well as notifying affected individuals and regulatory bodies. A breach at a major credit bureau underscored the importance of having an effective response plan. The company faced significant fines and reputational damage due to its delayed and inadequate breach notification practices. Privacy by design is a proactive approach to embedding privacy into the development of products and services. This principle advocates for considering privacy at every stage of a project, from inception to deployment. Applying privacy by design can be facilitated by conducting privacy impact assessments, which evaluate the potential impact of a project on individual privacy. A technology company that integrated PIAs into its product development lifecycle was able to identify and mitigate privacy risks early, resulting in more secure and compliant products. Data minimization is the principle of collecting only the data necessary for a specific purpose. This principle reduces the risk of data breaches and enhances privacy protection. Implementing data minimization can be achieved by conducting regular data audits to identify and eliminate unnecessary data collection. A financial institution that adopted data minimization practices saw a reduction in data storage costs and improved compliance with privacy regulations. Anonymization and pseudonymization are techniques for protecting personal data by removing or altering identifiers. Anonymization irreversibly removes identifiers, making data non-identifiable, while pseudonymization replaces identifiers with fictitious names, allowing data to be re-identified if necessary. These techniques are essential for balancing data utility and privacy. A healthcare provider that adopted anonymization techniques for research purposes was able to use patient data without compromising privacy, thus complying with HIPAA requirements. Understanding these key privacy definitions and their applications is essential for privacy professionals navigating the complex landscape of U.S. privacy law. By leveraging practical tools and frameworks such as data mapping, privacy dashboards, NIST privacy framework, consent management platforms, data processing agreements, data breach response plans, privacy by design, data minimization practices, and anonymization techniques, professionals can effectively address real-world challenges and enhance their proficiency in privacy management. These actionable insights not only facilitate compliance with various privacy regulations, but also foster a culture of privacy and trust within organizations, thereby safeguarding personal information and enhancing business reputation.